What is happening, everybody out there in the world? Jeremy Callahan coming at you live from the Las Vegas airport. You might hear some announcements in the background. There's some slot machines. Check it out. I was at the IBM Think conference the last 2 days, and just learning what they're up to with their products. Really cool stuff. So I'll kind of go through that. Really going to touch on a couple of things: blockchain, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. Basically, their Watson platform. It might be a little loud in the background. There's a lot of people doing a lot of stuff behind me. They're announcing flights. My flight got canceled, so I'm on a flight that is going to be out of here in like 2 hours. Anyways, gave me an opportunity to get some stuff done tonight, so that's what I'm doing. And of course, I always do the Facebook Live every Tuesday night. So just putting it out there. There's an announcement. Anyways, a lot of memories in Vegas, a lot of memories in this airport when I've been like really hungover leaving this town. Today's not one of them. Anyways, so I wanted to kick it off right off the top with blockchain. So, right, blockchain is essentially the network that you might be familiar with from a cryptocurrency perspective. So a lot of the things, the two big ones out there right now are Ethereum is one, and then Stellar, and there's another one. I don't know. Anyways, those are kind of the big networks right now that are going for blockchain. And essentially what blockchain is a technology that allows, it's very much like a database, except for you get a record. I bought something. Let's say I have 100 points. The next day I have 50 points. And the day after that I have 25. Well, that record can never be altered. So with a database, technically I could go, if I have access to the database, and update it to my liking, and there would be no record that I actually changed that. I'd actually be able to change it. With blockchain, you cannot change what has happened. So recently, IBM has formed a joint venture with a company called Maersk, and that is spelled Maersk. I'll just let him do the announcement. I don't know if you can hear it. So Maersk is the shipping container. So if you ever see like a boat with a bunch of cargo containers on it, those are the Maersk's containers. And those containers are, they're on boats. They're shipped all over the world, and they are basically still operating that business with like a really old computer system and paper. And what's happening is a lot of the elements that are in those shipping containers, a lot of the things that are being shipped, get ruined. They never get picked up. Some boats are empty when they come. Some boats, they can't. They have too many containers to fill up. So you can see. So it is said that 1/3 of all food in this world is wasted. 1/3, it just goes bad, right? And so a lot of it's getting shipped in these shipping containers, and they're just losing. They're just losing products. There's a lot of waste in there. So what IBM did and Maersk is they basically created a company. They're calling it a joint venture, and I've been working on this the last 2 weeks now. And so what they're doing is, what's up, Tony LaRocca? What's up, dude? Long time no see, man. I'm in Vegas at the airport. Anyway, so Maersk, IBM formed a company. It's like 49% IBM, 51% is Maersk, and they're basically going to create this blockchain implementation where they're going to track every one of those shipping containers, every boat, every port, you name it. They're going to track it when it comes to that. And the general idea is to speed up efficiency about how those containers are tracked, how they can get more, how they don't waste any, all that good stuff. And what they're finding is everybody's buying into the deal. So there's governments that and port authorities that own a lot of these shipping cargo container areas, and they want in. They all want a better system. So instead of just starting one company, it's kind of was a theme. One of the themes at the Think conference is companies are going to start working together instead of like competing against one another. They're going to actually start working together a lot more. And so with that in mind, what's up, Bert? How's the course going, dude? Speaking of working together, me and Bert are going to work together one of these days, right, buddy? Thank you. Yeah, so what one of the themes of the conference is, and what IBM is really pushing for, and a lot of things like that, is companies working together. So you have a lot of data, I have a lot of data. Let's work together instead of trying to compete against one another. And so that's what this joint venture, this blockchain venture, is all about for them. They are forming a company that's basically getting a bunch of other partners that are going to come in, the ports, the boats, all the other people are going to come together, and they're going to have this kind of this software, essentially, this blockchain software that services an industry, and it's going to make the world a better place, right? Hey, who doesn't love blockchain? So yeah, so I've been working on this project the last 3 weeks, this Maersk IBM joint venture project. The app man is involved in this project. My buddy Joey was telling me, he's like, you're going to be talking at conferences soon because all these jackasses on the internet think they know about cryptocurrency and blockchain. And he's like, you're actually working on it. Like, yeah, I'm actually like building blockchain networks and stuff like that. So if you have any need or questions about how it might or might not be able to help your business, get in touch with me. I can certainly give you some use cases. I think the best use case is the one we have right now with these shipping containers and the boats they're on, and the waste, and how they're going to just track things a heck of a lot better and do it by everybody working together. So let's look through some of the notes I've established here. Yeah, and the other thing about that joint venture that's very interesting is that not only are the ports and the boats and the containers, it's really generating a lot of interest from the financial institutions as well as the insurance that's on all of that stuff. So there's a lot of cash tied up in shipping stuff from one location to the other. Okay, so let me just go over Stellar and Ethereum really quick for you. And those are blockchain networks. So when you talk about cryptocurrency like a Bitcoin, let's say you have a Bitcoin and you want to buy something with the Bitcoin, it actually has to update a record on the blockchain. So if you buy something for let's say you have a Bitcoin, it's worth $10,000, and you buy something for $1,000. So now your blockchain was 10,000, it took out 1,000, now it's 9,000. So that transaction runs on essentially a network. And there's Ethereum, and then there's Stellar XML, and then there's one called Ripple as well. Ripple, and these are all they're networks basically. They're almost like, think of your Visa card. When you go to a restaurant, you scan your Visa card. That Visa machine actually is wired into a network. Like, that's where Visa derives all their value. They're actually a network more than they are anything else. So Ethereum blockchain, Ripple, Stellar, they're all a network. And basically, right now, when you're running a transaction on, like a crypto transaction on the blockchain, it can take up to 45 minutes to go through. Actually, they're a lot faster, I think, now, but it used to be 45 minutes for one transaction to go through, because the blockchain has to get updated across the entire world, internet, network, whatever you want to call it, right? So in order to do that, speed has become an issue. And Ethereum's getting faster. So if you buy an Ethereum coin I think is like, it was like $800 today. Maybe it was less, right around that range. So if you own an Ethereum coin, you essentially own a piece of a company. It's very much like owning a stock, if you think about it. Very much. It's not like if you own a Bitcoin, you actually own something that you can use to buy something else. Ethereum, if you own $800 worth of Ethereum, you can't buy anything with Ethereum. It can go up in value, and when it goes up in value, you can sell it, but you can't. No one's buying. You're not going to be able to buy, a pizza with Ethereum. You're going to be able to buy a pizza with a Bitcoin, but not with Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum is not a cryptocurrency, it's a crypto asset. It's a completely different thing. It's a network. You're basically buying a network. Okay? You're basically investing in a company that's based on a network. That's all it is. Okay? Ripple is the exact same thing. It's a network, except for it's primarily between financial institutions, Bank of America to Wells Fargo. And the reason that the American Express is on there now, all the big financial institutions are going to be on this. And the reason the financial institutions want in on Ripple is because they want, like when Wells Fargo moves money to Bank of America, let's just say $1 million is transferred. That money goes into a clearinghouse. It sits there for however long it needs to sit there for, and then it goes to the next level. So that clearinghouse is actually taking a percentage of something. And the banks want to make more money, and they don't want to have to pay, you know, that middleman. So that's why they're developing this Ripple network. So, all right, we're going to talk, Bert. Sorry, I was reading Bert's message here. He's working on creating an automotive crypto. Smart contracts like Ethereum. All right, dude, we're going to chat. We got something else to talk about now. Yeah, it's going to have smart contracts like Ethereum. Yeah. Okay, so that's Ripple. And then XLM. I'm a web programmer, and we had this programming language years ago called XLM. So I always confuse the acronym. But anyways, and that one is called Stellar. So Stellar is the exact same thing as Ripple. Ripple is financial institution to financial institution. Ripple is just going to be any transaction. So me paying Bert. It could go on the Ripple network, and XLR is Ripple, right? Bert? Yeah. XLM is Stellar. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm confusing myself. But anyways, the one I own is Stellar, and that's the one that is going to be peer-to-peer. Me to Bert paying, me paying Bert, right? And then Ripple will be financial institution to financial institutions. Ethereum is the big one right now. It's basically the same thing as Ripple. It's going to be peer-to-peer. That's the blockchain, man. That's pretty much it. I'm working on it. I'm stoked to be working on the project. We'll see. I had a very small piece in this project. I may continue on the project. We're kind of shaking out things, how they go right now. Okay, so the next one I want to talk about is artificial intelligence. Well, I'm going to kind of just generally talk about all three: artificial intelligence, machine learning, and then Watson. So one of the other things that they announced today at the conference was Apple and IBM have a partnership. They've had a partnership and agreement for mobile app development, but now they've added in Watson, and in particular, they've added in the artificial intelligence capabilities of Watson, as well as the machine learning. And so, you know, these are just like totally things like facial recognition, right? Watson has a facial recognition. They call it an SDK, which is a software developer kit. So if you're a mobile developer and you have you want to develop a mobile app, they now have this SDK, which is a kit that you plug in, and now you can have Watson functionality within your apps. IBM Watson functionality within your apps. Now, artificial intelligence, machine learning, Watson. How is it different from Alexa, right? Or your Google Voice Assistant, or whatever you're using now, like an Alexa. So an Alexa is almost the same thing. The only difference is it's in your home. So it's a consumer-based product. Whereas Watson, what Watson is doing is enterprise level, enterprise grade. So if you want Watson in something in your company, and you're a large company, or even if you're a small business and you want that enterprise level, you want that security, you want that same functionality, boom, you can have it now. And the SDK, the software developer kit between Watson and Apple, is now making that a reality. So some of the things, I'll just give you a highlight. One of the kind of like boom, 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 jump out things, and you may or may have not heard. If you haven't heard this before, it's pretty mind-blowing. So Watson, basically what it does is you take your data, you put it in there, and then you teach it to do things with your data, okay? And here's the best example that I've heard or seen or anything. So there, IBM is working with the American Cancer Institute or American Cancer Society, okay? And what they're doing is all these different cancers that are out there. Let's actually just pick one. If you just say like breast cancer, there's a lot of doctors doing a lot of different things to solve this problem. And over the years, they're getting better with the patients, right? But as a doctor, and all you're treating is like an oncologist and you're treating breast cancer, you have, you can only read so much. You can only do so much research, and maybe you're having success, or maybe you're not having success with your patients or certain patients. So what they're doing is every day, all these doctors that are finding success, they're actually writing those findings down. And what IBM has done is taken all those findings, they put them into one location, and then Watson can go through and analyze them. And they're just getting better and better at the level of care they're able to give now, because they're able to combine it. Like there's no way as a doctor you could go through the thousands of things that get added every day to best ways, most success people are having in medical journals. So that's what they're doing. And what they're really doing is, let me look at the notes. So yeah, so it's so what they're saying is using Watson to get a second opinion, right? And that's what, so say your doctor comes to you and says, hey, you have this ailment, this problem with cancer. And so you could go to another doctor and get a second opinion, but what they're actually finding is going to Watson with your own doctor and finding out if there's other better treatments for you. So really powerful stuff. They're really bullish on being able to diagnose and treat and really help people survive with cancer over the next. They're saying it's not about it. They're saying they're going to be able to do it. Who knows? We'll see. I hope that is a reality. That would be awesome. So that's the power of what Watson can do. Now, how does that apply to your business? Well, I don't know, but maybe you just want an assistant, right? Maybe you have a company that does customer service. Maybe you're someone like Bert that sells cars. Is there a way a virtual assistant could help your salespeople? Right? Like, hey, what should we call it, Bert? Our virtual sales assistant. We'll call him Grant, because Grant's the master of selling cars, right? So we'll say, hey, Grant, what is the best rate? I don't know. What would be a question that like a sales guy would have? You know what I mean? Like, hey, what is the miles per gallon the car gets, this hybrid gets? We could just ask it a question and give us a response. Or maybe we could ask it a sales question and it would give us a response of how we're supposed to reply to the customer. So I mean, that's just, that's something. I mean, maybe as a person that's calling the dealership looking to fix their car or something like that, a voice assistant. There's a lot of areas that a voice assistant could be of use to your company. Facial recognition. I don't know, man. There's just so many ideas out there right now that are, the problem I had with the conference as a whole is it's like a lot of people talking about, what's the best interest rate on a credit? Like, I was telling somebody this story the last time I bought my car, when the sales guys played the waiting game on me. You know that game, right? It's when they put you in the room and they go, oh, let me go talk to my boss. And then they go and they play ping pong or whatever. And then they come back 10 minutes later and they go, oh, I could get you this. I could get you that. Here's our rate. Well, when they did that to me, I went on to USAA, onto their mobile app, and I locked in a rate at like 1.2%. And when the sales guy came back, he was like, oh, well, we can do a 2.3 rate. And I was like, dude, I got 1.9 right now, or whatever, 1.2. I got you beat. Get out of here. So that's the power of mobile. Yeah, but my general problem with the conference overall was like, they're talking about all these things like, oh, Watson can do this. Oh, blockchain can do this. And then big deal. It's all buzzwords. It's all pops and buzzes. It's not my flight. Thanks for putting up with the announcements and all the activity in the back tonight. I appreciate that. This is a long announcement.
Final boarding call for all passengers headed to Phoenix on flight 1972. Please make your way to C-16 for immediate boarding and departure.
Okay, so anyhow, yeah, there's a lot of buzzwords. There's a lot of, hey, this product, that product, it does this, and they just like talk in these like circular sentences, and then you go, give me an example of what this actually does. Like, tell me what Watson machine learning, artificial intelligence can do. And they go, well, it can solve cancer. Well, then why don't you just do a whole presentation on how it solves cancer? Screw all the big words and everything like that. And I know it's tech people. Dude, I'm a tech person. I don't want to hear that. My head explodes. All right. Hey, I appreciate you being on this feed tonight, checking me out, learning about blockchain, artificial intelligence, machine learning, Watson. If you want to get any of that stuff, not just in a mobile app, but just in general, for your website, for your company, to improve your business. If you want to be like Bert and create your own cryptocurrency that runs trust on the Ethereum network, dude, get in touch with me. I have good expertise that I can share with you, and I can help move you along. Hope you found some value tonight. Share it with your friends. I'm on YouTube, jeremycallahan.com. I'm on Insta. I'm on Twitter. Follow me. Give me some shouts. Give me some likes. I love positive feedback. If you have an idea for an app, email me. Call me. Number is on the website, jeremycallahan.com. Good night, everyone.